so many elements that have gone into making Jujutsu Kaisen the smash hit that it is. But I truly believe that Gojo is the secret sauce, the character responsible for the rise of Jujutsu Kaisen. You guys, I can't believe it. They have finally released the secret sauce. And apparently, it tastes like garlic. McDonald's, one of the quintessential cornerstones of the American experience. I mean, who doesn't like McDonald's, right? Cheeseburgers, French fries, radioactive Sprite. Truly one of the essential pillars of any American childhood. God help us. In all seriousness though, when you have a brand that's been around as long as McDonald's and have as much money behind it as it does, oh my God, Jesus. You're gonna have more than a few brand deals. And really, I actually don't think I can think of a single company that has had as many brands associated with it over its lifespan as McDonald's has. I mean, I'm pretty sure that basically every significant form of children's media has in some way at least touched McDonald's at some point. And of course, that includes anime. McDonald's has actually done numerous promotions with anime brands through the years. One of the most prominent being, of course, Hello Kitty. At this point, Hello Kitty has basically transcended being, just anime and is basically now a full-blown deity. Please, God, spare us, Kitty, please. And this was no different in the late 90s and early 2000s, which made Hello Kitty prime material for McDonald's promotional toys during this time. And I'm not really gonna complain because, I just really like Hello Kitty in general. My favorite Hello Kitty show, specifically being Hello Kitty's Paradise. That's the one with the balloon song. I really like the balloon song. And B, because I actually think that Hello Kitty usually is on the higher end of the quality scale when it comes to McDonald's toys. Hello Kitty's entire thing is plushes and figures and stuff, so really it's kind of a match made in heaven when you really think about it. I mean, they're still making promotional toys like this to this day. The best example being this year's Hello Kitty and Yu-Gi-Oh! Crossover plushes, which are proving pretty popular considering the fact that people are selling the full set online for over $100, which actually is kind of cheaper than I was imagining, though I'm sure it'll skyrocket, give it a year. Speaking of, it would be a crime if we ignored the various promotions that McDonald's has done over the years with brands such as Pokemon or the aforementioned Yu-Gi-Oh! Now look, I get what you're saying. These aren't specifically anime brands. Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Are massive multimedia franchises that contains games, manga, trading cards, not just anime. But I also think it would be a huge discredit to both the Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Animes if we just ignored the significance they had in making these series as prevalent as they are. So yeah, I'm still counting them, and really it always made sense for McDonald's to do promos with these two brands in general. Trading cards, I think, work incredibly well for this kind of thing because they're insanely cheap to produce and basically encourage you to collect as many as feasibly possible. I mean, what better way is there to get little Timmy to stuff his face with McDoubles and Nug Nugs if it means that he has a chance to pull a holo foil Fuecoco? And as someone who has way too many Pokemon cards, I can relate, little Timmy. I can relate. Something that we need to keep in mind is that these are specifically American McDonald's promotions. I often forget that McDonald's is like an international brand and can typically change depending on the region you're in. Japan being one of the most significant because, oh my God, Japanese McDonald's is so much cooler than American McDonald's. While we get stuff like Minions and My Little Pony, they get Gundam, Lupin the Third, and freaking Godzilla. You have to understand that I grew up in a time when anime and Japanese properties just weren't that big. Outside of the stupidly popular stuff like Hello Kitty and Pokemon, you just didn't see it advertised or promoted all that much. So it kind of breaks my brain when I see Master Thief Lupin III ordering in the McDonald's drive-thru. Like, obviously it's weird, but the thing is that this isn't America. This is Japan, and this is just normal there. Unlike in America, Lupin III is a mainstream franchise there. So, I mean, of course it gets brand deals and promotions. And this isn't even just a McDonald's thing either. I want to do a little side-by-side comparison. Here is your typical American KFC commercial.
Move over, KFC. It's KFC tenders and the same creamy mac and cheese, crispy fries, buttery biscuits, and delicious sauces. The KFC 8-piece tenders meal. Get free delivery on the KFC app. It's finger-licking good.
Now, here's a Japanese KFC commercial.
行くぞ、ケンタッキー！チキン食って て強くなっぞ。
光るドラゴンボトル付き最強セットじゃ。
Does Kentucky exist in the Dragon Ball world? Like, it's so easy for us to comment on how weird or funny some of these ads are, but honestly, when I see them, I just can't contain my joy. If I were to sit down and just see one of these play out of the blue while I was watching TV, I would honestly be smiling ear to ear. But what's even crazier is that the Japanese McDonald's ads that stick out to me the most don't even contain any of the beloved characters that I've shown on screen so far. In fact, they're the ones that have completely original characters and tell completely original stories. That's right, there is McDonald's anime. And you know what? It's pretty good. It's not like a full-blown series or anything, but in a little over 3 minutes, these two McDonald's ads alone are able to construct a more compelling story than Metallic Rouge. Okay, I'm sorry, I'll stop ragging on Metallic Rouge so much. Man, that show is really disappointing. Everything from the art style, the characters, the music, even the narrative are just genuinely kind of nice. You can tell that actual thought and love went into making these commercials. I mean, they got Studio Colorido to make it, who have done big anime projects before, like A Whisker Away, Drifting Home, and even Burn the Witch. So needless to say, this ad got a lot of attention, not just from Japan, but from the West as well. A lot of people saying that this genuinely made them want a McDonald's anime. However, this was nothing compared to the online frenzy that this ad created. Oh my god. The ad in question depicts a family enjoying their McDonald's together at the dinner table, depicted in what is clearly supposed to be an aesthetic reminiscent of those lo-fi playlist videos you see all over YouTube. And despite how, calm and unassuming this ad is, the reaction it got was like a nuclear reactor melting down. This ad basically held the internet hostage for a while, and it still kind of is. I actually still see fan art of these characters from this one ad to this day. It obviously made a huge impression, for better or worse. I don't really know how, but apparently big political debates and discourse began to break out over this one ad, and this really is not anything I care to go deep into detail on. All I have to say is, guys, it's just people eating McDonald's. It's not that deep. What was deep, however, was the obvious roots that this single piece of animation was able to plant across social media. It was just impossible for McDonald's to not see the impact that this one ad had. And McDonald's being McDonald's, of course they want to make as much money as possible, which brings us to the saga of WcDonald's. Have you ever watched an anime and noticed that sometimes it seems like they want to have McDonald's in their show, but they obviously can't due to legal reasons, so they kind of, just flip the arches and make it WcDonald's instead? Yeah, that's basically the basis for one of McDonald's latest promotional campaigns, where they are basically flipping the M in their name and now drawing on heavy anime inspiration for their marketing. This includes anime-inspired packaging, a new savory chili sauce, and of course, animated shorts from Studio Pierrot, the same people that did Naruto and Bleach. As you can imagine, this whole campaign got a lot of people talking, and I mean, of course, right? Anime is stupidly popular right now. It's arguably more mainstream in the US than it's ever been. This is how we're getting stuff like Jujutsu Kaisen garlic sauce, because Jujutsu Kaisen is just that popular now. It would be a brain-dead decision to not capitalize on it. Though I do have to say, it was really a missed opportunity to not have the chicken nuggets be shaped like Sukuna's fingers. I mean, how hard would that have been? You don't even have to change the ingredients or anything. You literally just have to make it a different shape and bam, you're done. You probably could have sold it for even more than the regular McNuggets, and people honestly wouldn't have batted an eye. You got to step up your game, McDonald's. I think the most interesting thing about all of this is that McDonald's in the US can kind of be seen as an example of anime's rising impact in the States. For so many years, the only anime promos you really got from McDonald's were for, little kids. I know that a lot of age groups enjoy stuff like Hello Kitty and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. I mean, I'm not a little kid and I still love these things, but they are catered to children, and that makes sense because promos targeted to the younger demographic are just more likely to do well. But now, we're getting Jujutsu Kaisen McDonald's promos, a show that I would very much argue is not in the same demographic as Pokemon. And to me, that's just a sign that we live in a new era. I think what I'm trying to get across with this video is that it's so crazy how much everything has changed. Anime is just kind of mainstream now. No longer is it this niche thing that only me and my friends know about because we stay up on Saturday and watch Adult Swim or use our lawn cutting money to buy the DVDs. Now everyone knows about it. And as cool as it was to feel like me and my friends had this cool thing that no one else knew about or cared for, I think it's cool that now that thing is getting the recognition it deserves. Anime is taking over the world. And honestly, I'm all here for it.